Good morning. This is Alee Attoe with Start Your Day the Best Life Way. I'm here this morning to talk about soothing yourself into a great day. I'm a coach and instructor with Best Life Creation Society, and here just to do a couple of these beautiful little morning snippets with a short meditation or a short practice um, just to help us all have just little things that we can do in the morning to have, again, just a beautiful, beautiful day. So I want to talk today a little bit about this idea of soothing yourself or finding relief. Because you know what? Not all of us are morning people. Or sometimes, we have a rough night of sleep for some reason or another. Hi, Jen. Um, or maybe we're just not, we haven't yet gotten into the habit of being able to, or the vibration of being able to wake up in the morning and feel really good right away and kind of get our day moving that way. Hi, Scott. Hi, Nora. Nice to see you guys. Um, so one thing I want to bring up, that I've found really, really helpful. At Best Life, we talk a lot about the power of feeling as good as you can right now. And then when you're in that space of seeing, even if you're feeling really good, if you can feel a little bit better. And this is incredibly powerful because we get to consciously and deliberately create how we feel, choose how we feel, and then anything that we're feeling now, we know because of the law of attraction that actually projects out into the universe and draws back similar situations that will help us feel that way. So we do want to be conscious, deliberate creators, and as much as we can, try to feel as good as we can. Now, with saying that, you know, we also don't have to be um, really worried or stressed out if for some reason we can't feel good. I mean, this is something that we learn to flow into and make adjustments to. It's not something that we push into and force, because you really can't force yourself to feel good. If you do, it's kind of this hyper energy that's not a real feeling. So when we say we do want you to feel good, with that though is an actual true acknowledgement of where you're at. So we're no way saying that if you're not feeling good that you should gloss over it and try to pretend that you feel better. We're actually talking about genuine processes to move from one emotional state to another, so that you do have that sense of relief. So, what I've kind of found is that when you're already feeling good, it's easy to think about feeling good and feeling a little bit better. If you're not feeling very good, if you've ever had someone just say, oh, just decide to feel better. If you're depressed or angry or really upset, sometimes that's a bit jarring because it feels like it's such a long distance. And having someone just say, well, just figure out how to feel good and you'll be fine. Sometimes, even telling that to yourself might be a little bit jarring. So I love the idea, instead of in those moments saying, how can I find some relief? How can I be a little bit more soothed? So I think that just helps. Sometimes if you're feeling pressure, like, oh, I gotta feel good because I know it's better for my future and blah blah blah. Actually, our source, God, higher power, energy, spirit, that is so present with us and always calling us forward, always calling us to a better feeling place. And that sense of relief. So maybe you're really upset, or you've woken up in the morning and you've just had you had a really rough night of sleep and you couldn't get to that happy place in meditation, or you got to rush out the door. And at the moment, it doesn't feel good to say, well, how can I feel a little bit better? Maybe something to think about is, well, how can I just find a little bit of relief? Can I think about something different? Is there something that I can appreciate in this moment? Hi Donna, hi Chip. Um, can I maybe just laugh at myself a little bit and be easy on myself? And the biggest idea here is that, is to make sure that even if we have, because I mean, I've done this, guys, where I've woken up in the morning and gone, oh my gosh, I have, 15 minutes to get all these things done, and get a little bit frazzled and stressed out, and then be like, oh gosh, I'm feeling frazzled and having all this stuff happen, and now I'm not aligned with myself, and there's a lot of pressure to not only get the things done, but try to do it in a way that feels good. If we're exerting that kind of pressure on ourselves, like I have to feel good, then we're also kind of losing the point. Because really, the best way to get back to a place of feeling relief or feeling good really is being easy on ourselves, allowing ourselves to be human, allowing ourselves to kind of like laugh at the situation, know that really there's nothing so serious going on here. And then, yeah, still find some ways to soothe ourselves, but come from a place of loving yourself, of appreciating yourself, of knowing that really everything is okay. And when we can come from that place of soothing, of self-soothing, it's a bit of a tongue twister for me, then we do come back into alignment so much faster. And the thing to remember is, no matter what kind of kerfuffle we get into, emotionally or otherwise, our inner being, our God, source energy, 100% of the time is streaming well-being, love, acceptance, constantly, 100%. And it's okay when things come up and we don't feel that. But if you kind of know that that's there, underlying anything that's going on, anything that you're feeling, anything that your reality is presenting, knowing that sense of underlying well-being and goodness towards you, that really helps soothe us a lot as well. Just because, something out there thinks you're awesome 100% of the time and wants you to align with that sense of yourself, that empowered, everything is going well for me, everything always works out for me. So when these little bumps come, they aren't so serious, and we can find this way to lovingly soothe ourselves back into alignment for however long it takes. And the thing that we know too is that, these moments when we're not quite where we want to be, those help us understand who we've become and who we do want to be. These moments of contrast, meaning they're showing what we don't want. I know for me, they've made me sometimes go, oh my gosh, look how much I've grown. I never would have realized that that this is not what I want anymore, or that I haven't been in this kind of grumpy place for a long time. Wow, I've really grown a lot. And you can take those moments of contrast and have these massive realizations that, you know what, because when you get really used to something being good, sometimes you can't see how good it is anymore or appreciate it. So if we have some stuff that comes up in our life, if we can still stay playful and light about it, if we can still understand that the universe has our back, and if we can also understand that there is creation that happens in those moments of contrast, when we're in the midst of something we don't like or feeling something we don't like, that is basically putting an order out to the universe, like automatically. It's like, if anyone has one-click shipping on Amazon, like you see it and click it and it's in your mailbox pretty much almost the next day. It's like that. It's when you're not feeling good, we automatically, unconsciously, are saying to the universe, I know I don't like this, but the opposite of that is now being created in my vortex, in that place where our God, our source energy, knows exactly what we want and what would be the most satisfying to us. So, if we have these moments, it's a great way to soothe yourself, to be like, well, I'm just creating more of what I do want. So this is fine. This is perfect. This is all good. And I'm going to now just, gently shift my way back into feeling a little bit better, or I'm going to gently look for some relief. Like, what would bring me relief right now? Usually in the morning, a cup of coffee brings me a little bit of relief, or a big glass of water, usually both of those things. And it is just that little bit of that little extra bit of self-love, self-soothing that can, again, change the course of your day. I love that heart. That's so cute. Bess, I love it. So it's something just to, and even throughout the day, to ponder moments where we might be a little bit harsh with ourselves. How can I just soothe my way back into something different? How can I find a little bit of relief? And to know too that it's okay if you're having a strong negative emotion and you can't just like snap back to feeling good right away. It's okay when things come up to take the time to go through whatever stages you need to feel better. And we need to give ourselves permission to do that, because the thing is, guys, when we actually really feel our feelings, and we do like a genuine process of whatever it is. And again, this is something that you learn through your life experience, what's going to feel good to you in that moment. So it's nice to have a couple different things or tools at your disposal. My favorite tool, if I'm struggling with an emotion or a situation, I've just found the easiest thing is to right away communicate with the universe, communicate with God, communicate with my inner being. Hey, wow, I'm having trouble here and I'm feeling really upset. Can you help me find some relief? I mean, the more we ask, guys, the more we get. And we don't have to there's hardly anything that we need to sit and figure out on our own if we don't want to. We can always ask for help for even the little things. So, universe, God, I'm having a tough time right now. Can you help me find some relief? And you can rest a little bit, take a breath and rest a little bit, and then kind of see what feels good to do next. See if, it's something that you just need to put aside and not think about for a little bit. I mean, sometimes if something's come up for me, I've realized, you know what, I can leave this over here. I'm going to go read a book, or I'm going to watch an episode on Netflix, or go take a walk, just take my mind off of it and come back to it when it feels right. And then when I'm in a better feeling space, I can think about and feel out what I want to do next. So, that can work. Or finding something to appreciate about the situation, slowly taking whatever state that I'm at and to try to make it more general and feeling good. So like if I'm upset with someone, I can take a step like acknowledging, okay, I'm really angry with this person at work. Okay, I'm angry at them. I'm acknowledging that. And then maybe the next step is, but knowing what I know, about this person and how they think, it makes sense that they would do that. You know what? I can understand their point of view a little bit. So that makes it a little bit more where it feels a bit better and it's a little bit broad. It's not this like sharp pointed feeling. It's a little more like, well, little me, little them. It's okay. And then taking another step of, really the situation isn't that big of a deal. And now I'm starting to see the other person's perspective. Oh, yeah, okay. So maybe there's some different things that I could have done, or just maybe this isn't such a big deal. And then so you can feel how I'm angry with this person for this specific thing. And as you start to look for something that feels a little bit better, trying to get from angry to content or satisfied at least, or appreciative. Just finding little steps and little ways that make sense, that feel better, is another great way to kind of soothe yourself through a situation. So I think for now, I'm going to read my little quote from Manifest Your Desires, which is an Esther and Jerry Hicks book. And it says, I think it was this one. It says, it does not matter how good you feel or how fast you feel it. The only thing that matters is that you consciously discover some relief, no matter how slight it is, and that you understand that your relief has come in response to some deliberate effort that you have offered. For when you are able to consciously find relief, then you've regained creative control of your own experience, and you are on your way to wherever you wish to go. So that really, really is the point, is that we can just let things come to us and let our feelings kind of go wherever they may. But what Abraham's saying here is that when we have a deliberate response, whether it's finding relief or seeing how we can feel a little bit better, that means that we've kind of taken back the reins, or we've kind of taken back the wheel to our life. We are back in creative control of how we feel and how we want to feel in the future. So that's so empowering, to know that anything that comes up, whether it's waking up on the wrong side of bed or having trouble with a coworker or a family member, that even if we get upset, just that process of finding relief, deliberately saying, I'm going to soothe myself, I'm going to find some relief here, that puts us back in the driver's seat. And that means that we are back in control of consciously creating the feelings that we want to feel later and the things that we want to have manifest in our life. So I love that. I see that Jen said something. I'm trying to pull it up all the way here. You know what, Jen? I can't see the whole thing. I think it's because I'm on my phone and not my laptop. But I'll read part of it. When something that I do not prefer happens, I like to acknowledge it. And then they say something like, but it's all right. Something. So we get the first part. So it's all right, but I don't know what else Jen would say. Maybe it will pop up before the end of the Facebook Live here. So if that comes back up, I will share it. I like the beginning. It's all right. That feels really soothing, doesn't it? Like it's something you don't prefer, but it's all right. I know that things are always working out for me. That might be a good way to say that. It's all right. There's nothing so serious going on here. And I know that I'm a deliberate creator and everything's going to be just fine. You can find some own words for yourself there if you want to have a phrase or something you say to yourself when something you don't prefer happens. So for now, let's take a couple deep breaths together and just do a short little meditation about just being soothed, and just take a second to connect to our inner being in that space. So once you've taken a few deep breaths, if you can just do a body scan. So start at the top of your head and just allow your muscles to relax, starting at the top of your head. So imagine muscles in your face relaxing, in your neck, in your torso, down through your stomach, down over your bum and thighs, down to your toes. And just allow yourself to feel the support of the universe, of God, of your inner being. And if you can just imagine what it would feel like to have a stream of pure positive energy, pure love, a pure sense of well-beingness that flows over you in some way, whether it's like a giant beam of light that comes down or a flower opening in your chest. So imagine what that would feel like. To have the universe and the power that can create worlds, that can, help the earth rotate on its axis, focuses well-being and attention, love, support, acceptance on you. And its desire to help move you forward, move you closer to your inner being, closer to the person that you came here to become. And as you imagine what that would feel like, realize that that is true, that is yours. That sense of well-being, that love and acceptance, it's shining there for you 100% of the day, every second. And just take a second, if it feels good to you, and appreciate the fact that this universe is your playground, that you get to deliberately create, that you finding relief and feeling good in your emotions and daydreaming and focusing on what you want and enjoying this life, discovering more about who you are and the things that you want to be, do, and have, that is your purpose here, that you get to play, and that you have this incredible source right alongside you, providing all that you need, helping you on the way. So I just encourage us today to take that feeling of well-being and acceptance and playfulness with you throughout the day, and know if things come up to, just soothe yourself back into relief, and knowing that this is here for you, this feeling of incredible feeling of love and acceptance and moving forward. It's wonderful. And, and I love that it's okay if we step out of it, because there's always ways back in, there's always ways back into that beautiful, soothing, loving energy. And I'll just say, oh, I see the rest of Jen's sentence now. It says, so when something she prefers happens, she says, it's all right, I'm just going to keep moving forward, which is beautiful. That's what our inner being does anyways. It's always asking us to just keep moving forward. Don't worry, you don't have to look back. You don't have to chew on it. You don't have to ponder these things that come up. You can just keep moving forward. Find that sense of relief. Find that way to feel good and keep moving forward. You don't have to look back. And you'll find too that things will shift faster. They will move in ways that you never expected when we have that mindset and we keep moving forward. So, oh, hi Florum, nice to see you. I'm actually just about to end off for today. Thanks so much, guys, for being here, and we'll see you again on Monday. Have a beautiful, beautiful, soothed and aligned rest of your day, and we'll talk to you in a couple days. All right, bye for now.